Today I'm going to show you how to use our debt snowball calculator. And this is actually great if you're looking to pay off some debt and you're not sure where to start and you want to see what type of impact it can have. It's also great if you're creating a budget to use this to try to determine exactly how much you can apply towards debt. So let's go ahead and get started on there.
So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this. So the first thing you'll want to do is enter a start date. And I recommend using either today's date or the date that you plan to start paying down the debt. So we'll go ahead and use November 18th. All right, and then you'll click the Update Debt Accounts. So the first thing you'll see over here, you have debt account name, and that's just whatever you'd like to call the account. So for example, we'll use Amex, so we have an American Express. And then the debt account category, we'll select credit card. The minimum payment is 107, and then we'll do an interest rate of 14.99% with a balance of 47.38. And then once you've entered this information, go ahead and click Add Accounts, and you'll see it was successfully added, and you'll see it's over here now. And we're going to go ahead and add another one, so we'll do a Capital One credit card with a minimum payment of 72 and then interest rate of 22.74. The balance 24.76. And you'll notice with this, it's going to put it in order from highest interest rate to lowest, so you don't have to worry about going back and entering this in any type of order on there. We're going to use Chase Freedom. We'll use the minimum payment $79, $29.99, right? And then we'll add one last credit card on there. Okay, so now we've got all of our credit cards added. The next step, you could either go through and add additional debt accounts. And so I'm going to add an auto loan to this. We'll say, call it a car loan. And for the minimum payment, that's usually going to be the fixed payment. So we'll use $354 with an interest rate of 3.99%. And then the current balance, we'll do $12,700. Okay, and then you do have the option of adding your mortgage on there. So the nice thing about this tool is you have the ability to select mortgage, and then it's going to pop up with the mortgage loan calculator. And you'll notice if you go through and if you're paying $1,250 a month, and that's going to be made up of principal, interest. It's going to also include taxes and insurance. And the insurance and taxes are going to be held in escrow. So what you really want to do is try to remove that. So using the example of we have $1,250 is what we pay each month. Then we can go ahead and let's say we got the loan. The original loan was for $200,000. And we had an interest rate of 4.65%. And then the term is usually going to be 30 years, but you may have a different term. You go ahead and click Calculate Monthly Payment. And so using the $1,250 as our amount that we're paying to the financial institution for a mortgage. If you look down here, really the interest and principal is about $1,031. So it's about $220 a month that you're paying in taxes, insurance. So we'll go ahead, if you double click on this, it'll actually copy this information over. And then you can go ahead and enter the current balance on there. So we'll add that. Now, in this example, since I want to focus on more of short-term debt, I'm going to go ahead and remove the mortgage. So you can do so just by double-clicking and selecting delete. You'll see it's been deleted now. All right, so since we do have all of our debt accounts listed, we're going to go ahead and click on the debt dashboard. And so I'll give you a quick overview of the debt dashboard. So over here, we have our current debt overview. And this is going to be just a snapshot of the information that we entered previously on the debt accounts page. So over here, you can see the expected payoff date, what your total monthly payment is in minimum, and then also how much you're paying each month in interest. Then you have your total balance over here. And then over here, we have the projected debt snapshot for 2000 or December 2018. And this is going to show you exactly if you're making any extra payments, it'll show you that down here. It'll also go through and show you the payoff dates. Now, again, one of the things you'll notice, since this is a debt snowball calculator, what that means is you go through, let's say, for example, we pay off the Chase Freedom card. That $79 would now get applied to another debt account. So instead of going out and spending that $79 each month, we would apply it to the next highest interest rate debt account. And the tool actually automatically does that. So you can see over here in the debt scenario, again, you can change the month, and then you can also change what the extra payment is, and you can see the impact it has. So over here, you can see the minimum versus projected payment balance for January 2019. So the minimum payment balance is going to assume that you're just making the minimum payment, and then once the account's paid off, you don't roll over that debt. So with the projected balance, it's going to include the additional extra monthly payment, and then also once you pay off a debt account, it's going to get applied to the next highest interest rate debt account. And then down here you can see exactly how much you're paying in interest. So on January 2019, this is going to be a cumulative total on here. So you have $518 or $517 based off of the current projections. So next, what we'll want to do is look at preferences. So this is an area that actually allows us to go through and quickly identify exactly how much we're expected to save. So the date increments are going to be, you can see right here, is 1, 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. And that's basically every time you click this button right here, how much is it going to change by? So if you just want to change by a month, you can select 1 month, or you can select up to 12. So we're going to leave that at 1 month. And then the payment increments, we're going to go through and change this, we'll say 100. So then every time I click this button up, it's going to go up by 100. Now, the next option we have is the default date. So this is going to be the date that this defaults to. So we have a few options here. The first one is going to be first payment, which is basically always going to be whatever your start date is, it'll be that following month. So if you remember before, we entered November 18th as our start date. So it'll set up this start date as December 2018. Even if we go through and we make any changes right here, that'll automatically default. So the other option is the last payment projected, and that is actually going to show you, we could actually click save there just to show you what that is. So that's going to show you once you've gone through and you've paid off all of your debt accounts, the projected balance you'll see over here, it selected December 22nd, which is the last date or the last month that you actually went through and made a payment. So you can see down here your total projected interest, you paid $69.11, or if had you just been making the minimum payment, you would have paid over $8,000. And then you can see over here the debt account balances. And so over here you can see the debt account balances that are still left if had you been just making the minimum payment. So if we go through here and we select last payment for the minimum payment date, this will select the date that actually you're expected to make your last payment for the minimum payment amount. So again, just paying the minimum off the accounts. And if we click that, and right here you can see you have your last payment of the $94 on there. So we can go over here and see the impact if we change this. So this extra payment, again, you'll see the difference down here. This will show you the total interest paid. So if we decide to pay an extra $225 a month, you'll notice that the total interest that we're paid now is $3,800. And then if we want to go through, we could look at, okay, what is the projected? As you can see right here. So we're expected to pay off all of our debt using the extra payment of 225 and then also rolling over our debt. So on August 2021, you'll have paid off all your debt, and these are the balances it would have been had you not gone through and paid it off. So this tool is great to show you exactly how much interest you're expected to pay, if you're just going to be making the minimum payment, or if you decide to apply an extra payment, or just even rolling over the debt. So if we look at this right here, let's say we even set this to 0, you'll save about $500 in interest over the course of the total period. And then you also pay off your debt significantly quicker. So if we look over here, the last payoff date is going to be the Amex for 2024. That's the expected. So if we look over here, April 23rd, so you're paying off your debt approximately 11 months sooner by just rolling over the debt and not making any extra payments. So you can go through, play with this tool and see the impact that it'll have. It'll also, the nice thing about it, if you go through and you select the first date, so if we wanted to create a debt plan, we could do so by just going through over here. You'll notice you can fast forward each month, so you'll know exactly what to pay on each of your debt accounts. And so you could actually use this. So here you'll notice you're going to spend a total of $800 a month, and you'll have your extra payment of $100. So it'll tell you exactly for the month of December where that extra payment should go. And then as you go through each month, again, we'll notice if we get a little bit further on and we have that account paid off, same thing, we'll have that extra payment since, again, we're making the minimum payment on here. And then we have this 175 extra payment. So we're going to roll over this minimum payment amount, and then also that extra $100 is going to get applied to the capital one next, since it's the next highest debt. For more information about becoming debt-free, visit our website, and you can also go, there's a link provided below to get this template. All right, and thank you for watching this video.